This is Let's Talk About Magnum P.I., the podcast from fans for fans of Magnum P.I.
Hi!
Hi!
Can you breathe?
No! I'm not okay. I'm so happy right now.
Second podcast episode where we're not okay. This time,
we're really not
I'm not really okay. Last time I was. Hello everyone! I think you all know what we just saw. If you haven't, why are you on this podcast? Go watch the show.
Yeah. Yep. Leave now.
Leave now. Watch the episode. Nothing is spoiler free here.
No, not for what we just witnessed.
I mean, even her reaction is like a spoiler unto itself.
Okay, I had a very hard week and a very emotional week, okay, guys? Like, this was like that icing on top of the cake. Like, this pushed me over, okay? I have been holding back tears all fucking week.
Yeah.
This is, like, I'm gonna lose it, okay?
We exchanged some very emotional texts about missing each other today.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Yeah. Let me preface this before we get into, like, the obvious reason as to why I'm all, like, fucked up emotion-wise. I just spent 2 days closing the branch of the bank that I work at, and it's just been me and my boss, and it's been very hard because there's a lot of stuff involved, and there's a lot of like, oh, that's the last time that we're going to be doing that. And today, this afternoon, was like the first time that I actually went to like the new branch that we're going to be at, and it was like really emotional because it was very different, and it's just never going to be the same. So that, and then the reason that tipped me over the edge, which again, you should all know what we're talking about at this point.
Again, if you don't, please go turn this podcast off and watch the episode.
Specifically the last 2 minutes.
Seriously, in a rewatch, I can probably happily skip everything but that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great episode overall, but you can find a different kind of joy in the ending.
But can I just show my screensaver so that we can know?
Yeah, of course you can.
That are listening on Spotify will tell you. But this, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a dream. This actually happened. Miggy kissed. Ladies and gentlemen, applause.
For the Spotify and Apple Podcast listeners, this was a picture of Magnum and Higgins kissing in the very last scene of the episode.
Yes.
She's spectacularly fast because the episode ended not even 15 minutes ago.
And I'm already has it as my screensaver. And the GIF will be coming once I can get the GIF high quality.
Will be coming.
I plan on doing it first thing tomorrow. I first thing tomorrow when I wake up. The rest of the episode was meh.
That's harsh. That is really harsh. It paled in comparison. Let's say it that way.
Well,
it paled in comparison.
Because all I was thinking about was what was going to happen at the end. Because it was obvious that if anything was going to happen between the two of them, it was going to happen at the last 2 minutes.
Okay, let's just say it as it is. There's a reason why we called it like we did, and why we're this right. Which is, the reason is good writing.
I mean, it's also, like, the formula, right?
Yeah, which kind of does play into writing. You have to follow the formula.
Mm-hmm. So, it was fairly obvious that's the moment they were going to do it.
Yeah. It's, we started with one kiss, we ended with a kiss, and they just set the right amount of predictability for the fans to not feel betrayed, so top notch!
And I loved that for, like, like a solid like minute of that 2-minute conversation when she was like, I don't want to mess it up, we shouldn't, and he was like, yeah, I agree. I was like, oh, are we really gonna do the whole, we both know we have feelings, but we're not actually gonna do it? And then I was like, okay, and then it was like, no, we're going there, oh, we went there. And I was like, yes.
Okay, but this kind of circles back to last episode where we had kind of been told that Magnum has the emotional abilities of a 9-year-old. This is what a 9-year-old would do. No, I shouldn't. Still does it.
Still does it.
But in that case, it's not even like that. It's more like, yeah, you kind of owe it to yourself to explore it. Also, both of you have been thinking about doing this for a while, apparently, so might as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, from what I saw, he liked it. He liked the taste of her.
Oh, he liked it all right.
Yeah.
He liked it. But what, okay, so, question, what was hotter, the Miggy kiss or the White Bell kiss?
I'm absolutely partial to a wine sunset. Even though this is definitely 100% CGI and green screen.
For sure.
But yeah, it still is a Hawaiian sunset. It's still the color. So, yes, Hawaiian sunset. Also, given the current times, yeah, the backdrop in the kiss itself is much preferable. It's also real. There's this, it's real. It has some real life repercussion, whereas the White Bell kiss doesn't have any.
That's true.
Outside of that book series, which we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys, you're missing a chance. Give us the White Knight books, please.
I would read those.
If you need someone to write it, I volunteer. I mean, I'm not the only one, obviously.
I'm sure a lot of people would love that.
Yes. Also, action adventure books like that sell like mad.
Mm-hmm.
For good reason, especially given the time, there should be a rise in their popularity. So, let's go away from the technical talk and go back to the episode. I have to admit that, and I've told her that, I kind of was rooting for Beth to die. Like, from way before the episode started, and throughout the episode, oh boy, did I want her to die eventually. It just, like, the grave for her was dug deeper and deeper and deeper, and there's no way she can crawl herself out of this one now. For me, at least. Because it was kind of implied, and this is, like, the really hard part, it was kind of implied that the timing of her cheating and the death of his sister isn't too far apart. Very cool. Very classy, if that's the case.
I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Gordon next season, because Jay did in the interview say that this storyline for Katsumoto was sort of going to bleed into the next season if we did get one.
Obviously, he's no longer actively HPD.
So we're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully, if we get another season. I mean, Jay's pretty convinced.
Not just Jay.
Yeah, quite a few people. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with his story, and like something that could be interesting to see is if they bring in like another cop like in the interim to like replace Katsumoto, and now Magnum has to work for like with this other cop, and this other cop's like, screw you, I don't like the way you work, and Magnum's like, but I'm used to doing it this way, and the other cop's like, well, we're gonna do it my way. I know Katsumoto used to let you get away with shit, but I'm not gonna do it. And then obviously Katsumoto will come back at some point.
And then we throw Leah in, who's very much aware of how good Magnum works. The antagonism between her and your new partner would also be interesting to see. And her, sneakily supporting Magnum despite being at risk of being reported by that guy. And she's already at a very difficult position in HPD. So I think bringing in a new partner and having Leah still there would be beneficial to this.
Could be interesting to see, for sure. Time will tell. We have... how many months now? I can't even do it.
A couple months. Months.
But I can go to sleep happy tonight with my image of my babies kissing. I'm still looking at it on my phone because I cannot get over it. I can't.
No. Well, you have to, Kian. You've got months to rewatch it, and...
oh, and Lord knows I will be.
Anticipate the fallout. Because there might be one. Let's be real. They might just be like, yeah, that might have been a really bad idea. Let's not do this again. Only for them
that could be why they said it before.
Yeah. And only for them to circle back at the end of the season and once again end up there.
Could be. We're gonna see the fallout. Should be quite interesting.
On a completely unrelated note right now, my hedgehog is in a very interesting mood. He's currently tossing about one of his toys. Now he's scratching the screen. There's like a screen that keeps him inside his cage. It's not an actual cage. I don't know what's up with him, but he's having fun.
He probably enjoyed the kiss.
Yeah, he didn't see it. I was in a different room, so he did not see it. I was in the living room. This is the studio and his room.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very important reason why little Thomas, aka Tommy, aka my hedgehog, does not live in any of the normal living spaces aside from my studio. Hedgehogs are not pleasantly smelling. And you get used to it. But there's like a reason why there's scented candles here and shit. And yeah, they're very high maintenance. And they're nocturnal as hell, so he couldn't be in a room where anyone sleeps, even guests. Because hedgehogs are loud.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, he's currently just now he's eating. He's done scratching. He needs a snack.
Life of a hedgehog.
Life of a Tommy. Done scratching at things. Now snack. Because you can't tell me that Magnum doesn't also be like, I did my work. I deserve it. Yeah, snack, whatever.
Yeah. For sure. It's his life.
Speaking of beer, good on him for not letting Leah drive.
Yes. Smart child.
I mean, not just smart child, he's just very empathetic and conscious, and despite him not being able to buckle, everybody else gets to drive safely around him.
Just not him.
Just not him. So I think we established that that's in large part due to Jay being a rebel.
Yep.
I just broke something.
He admitted so.
I just broke something.
What is that? Staples?
Yes, thank you. I did. The board escaped me. Staples.
I stole a stapler from work. I stole a stapler from work to bring to the new branch for my office, but specifically.
Your branch closed, so.
Yeah, exactly. But so what we did was we threw everything into big bins that were supposed to be sent over to the new branch. But I just was like, mine. We had a really pretty Tiffany blue one that the other banking advisor had, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna pass it on to you as a congratulations for becoming a banking advisor, and then she took it and she's going to a different branch, so she needs to give it to me.
Cool. On news about my job, oh my goodness, so I'm now in the administration building. I am wildly unhappy with everyone because they're like really full of themselves, and they're like not even saying hi to the cleaning ladies. Like, guys, they're literally cleaning for you. Say hi to them. Be nice to them. Yeah, they're doing all stuff of entitled shit. But apparently, I'm very popular with them because I'm so nice. Yeah. And also
I need a vacation
because I speak
again.
English. That was the other day. They were like, "Do you speak English?" Yes.
Yes.
Obviously. And so they were like, "Yeah, you need to have a call with that customer." So apparently now when one of the American customers calls, this bitch gets to talk. And I'm just like, I'm not being paid for this. I still did it. It's funny to listen to everybody else being just really bad at it. Yes, my coworkers, they have like weird ass accents. Like not even just the German accent. They have like a very localized accent of English. Woof. Woof. I mean, I still have words that very, very evidently give me away as at least European, if not German. But like, yeah, my guys, they sound Bavarian sometimes, even though they're Swabian.
My brain is like not functioning still.
I've been awake since 2 a.m., so for like 2.5 hours, because the show before Magnum PI, I love a good dance show, and that's adorable. That show is just adorable.
Dance with me.
Come dance with me. Yeah, it's cute. It's really cute.
I was talking to my friend because my friend was making fun of me about the finale. She texts me like 20 minutes before the show. She goes, 19 minutes! Like, I video call her, and I'm like, she's like, are you ready? So I video call her. No, I wrote her back saying, no, I'm not ready, but like I was already like in my Hawaiian shirt and like my ring, which went flying somewhere at some point during the show. I don't know where it went.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to search. And so I FaceTime her. I'm like, what do you think? Of course I'm fucking ready. And then she's like, she's talking to me, and then she's like, so, like, as a joke, she goes, so, wanna go for a walk? I'm like, not funny.
I mean, I would go for a walk at Queen's Beach.
Yeah. And so,
as we've seen, you might come across a Wild Predator Week's filming.
maybe.
Among other things.
Maybe.
NCIS and other things. There's some wild shit there. Honestly, got some wild shit at Queen's Beach.
There's like, I feel like when we were there was like the only episode that they didn't film anything in Waikiki. I was watching when I saw Artie's story this morning and she was like, fun in Waikiki. I was like, yeah, like literally I think the only time that like they didn't film in Waikiki was when we were there. Like, did that feel real to you? Like I was thinking about that this morning when I was lying in bed. I was like,
basically, yeah.
I was like, this sucks. Like, why?
I mean, we know they've been out in Waikiki a couple of times while one of us was there. And while you were there too, we just didn't get lucky for a chance encounter, so.
Yeah. I guess we'll just have to go back.
Obviously. I mean, if you heard the episode with Daphne, I just committed to running the marathon with her in 2025, so I have to go back. There's no way around it. But I think the Pocket Higgy, or should it be the Pocket Miggy vacation this year? The Pocket Higgy Miggy vacation is a little bit more Eurocentric this year.
Quite possibly, yes. I might be coming across the pond, as they say.
Yeah, and I'm just like, still cheaper than a bus to fly to London.
Yeah.
A bus to Berlin. Just cheap.
Yeah.
clear.
So there's a good chance.
I'm actually tempted to just fly over, because one of my besties is living in London, and there's this... In June, there's this burger chain that I've been dying to try. And I was like, I could just...
in June.
Again, stupidly cheap to go there. I would just visit my bestie for a weekend. Like, fly out Friday and come back Sunday.
You guys are so lucky that you can do that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can do that too. You're just still within the borders of your own country. And because yours is big.
Fucking expensive.
Okay, yeah, there's that.
Like, to fly to Toronto, from Montreal to Toronto, which is only like an hour flight, it costs like $400 or $500. Like, I'm not kidding.
Nothing.
400, 500.
No, not the price. The time. It's like you throw a dart at the... Yeah. I wouldn't even get out of my nervousness about flying.
Yeah, so it's an hour flight.
Oh.
From Montreal to Toronto.
Okay.
6 hour drive, 1 hour flight, 4 hour train ride. If you're on the
shit. Montreal to Toronto is just about the same length as here to Berlin, and I'm like on the other end of Germany. Okay. Yeah. That puts the size into perspective.
From Montreal to Vancouver, which is on the west coast, it's a 6 hour flight.
Yeah, that I knew. I knew. I did a road trip from Vancouver to Edmonton. That alone was hell. So that direction I know. Put it into perspective. Put it into perspective. It's only an hour longer flight to come to see you than it is to get to Vancouver. Yeah. Can you believe that? I actually can. Canada is, like, way too big for its own good sometimes, I swear. Same applies to the United States. Yeah, that's true, too. Plus, they have, like, some weird satellite states thingies that they have not acknowledged, so, United States can be really weird. And I was speaking about Puerto Rico, in this case. Yeah, Puerto Rico, yeah. And then, like, I can drive to the U.S. in 45 minutes. I can be in the border. Like, it makes zero sense. The fact that, again, put it into perspective, I live 20 minutes away from the border to France, so I frequently go shopping there because the produce is just cheaper. Speaking of produce theft at a community garden, I don't know, but the definition of community gardens here is that the community gets to garden. So, yep. How do you produce theft something that's meant for you to take? Magnum, really? Unless the definition is different in Hawaii, I genuinely do not know that. I mean, it's not different here, so... Or maybe he doesn't know what a community garden is. Maybe he just wanted to impress Higgy. With that, his knowledge of why there would be cameras, or maybe he just had to pull something out of his ass to sound smart. Yeah, that is more probable than anything. Yeah, which comes back to trying to impress Higgy. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm still not over the lips. I am kind of not over the conversation between Magnum, Rick, and TC at the beginning of the episode, where you have seen Higgy and Leah situation, and then you go straight to Magnum being an idiot, and you're just like, oh my god, these two are fucking idiots. They're having the exact same problem about each other. Idiots in love. And they're not communicating. Which brings me back to something else. The communication before the kiss. I'm not used to this kind of good communication between people, which probably is based on the fact that they're established best friends. Mm-hmm. But, like, They technically didn't have to show it, but they did, and I very, very, very much appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, they, like, the fact that they had a full-blown conversation and, like...
Yeah!
I liked that, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
And that's kind of, to be honest with you, that's kind of how I pictured it going. I did not think that it would just be like, smash! You know, like, I really did, you know what I mean?
Piggy
like,
smash!
I really did think that they were gonna have a genuine good conversation, because, like, we know that they respect each other. We know that, like, communication is a big part of them as, like, partnership. Remember when they first became partners, and he said, if this is gonna work, we have to be honest with each other. Like, that's the foundation of their partnership and their friendship, so of course it translates to their relationship.
And they work through being dishonest with each other. So that there's, like, this entire layer that we keep seeing, and I love that it's been brought up in the finale. Because losing that would immediately made me be like, but not in this finale, Kiss the Kisses. Yeah, it would have rolled over a lot of stuff, but if we lose the communication between them, then whew, that would be hard.
Yeah.
That would be really hard to stomach.
Oh, but the whole scene leading up to the kiss and the kiss, chef's kiss, it was so good.
Yeah,
so good. It was beautiful. I mean, obviously, by far, my favorite moment of the season.
Yeah, among other things, I'm still very biased towards that scene that we've seen filmed in Hawaii.
Yeah, I like that scene too, because we saw Baby Beautiful, but this is the moment that I have been waiting for since 401. I mean, we called it. We fucking called it right after 401. Did we not say that? Did we not say that the theory was Rick was gonna have the baby in the finale, and Miggy was gonna kiss? We fucking called it, and boom, we were right.
I mean, we didn't say Rick was gonna have the baby in the finale after 4-1 because there was no indication about the baby yet.
That was later.
Yes, but as soon as we knew that there was gonna be a baby, then that was kind of obvious.
Yeah, that was fairly obvious. But the Miggy kiss, we called Miggy kiss in 401.
Yeah, and we called relatively early on, since they wrapped the finale, actually, we called the fact that we're cutting right after the kiss.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! For sure! I wouldn't expect it any other way. I really would not expect it any other way from this show. Like,
I did have fun seeing some very out there theories on Twitter, though. Some people had a 2-hour episode in mind. I mean, wouldn't mind it, but
we did that once.
Yeah, but like for this specific thing,
yeah,
I wouldn't have minded a 2-hour episode, but it's like they wanted to see a lot of stuff in this episode that just, even from the timing, wouldn't have fit.
Yeah, honestly, to me, leading up to it, I didn't care about anything that happened during the episode. I just cared about what happened at the very end. I was like,
I did care. Because I love the episode, and I'm a fan of these kinds of mysteries. So it's a really good episode structurally with Gordon. The reveals about Gordon are amazing.
Yeah,
they make me hate Beth even more. But hey, you win some, you lose some, right? In this case, sorry, but Beth, the implication of the timing with her cheating and the implication of spousal alimony, spousal support, yeah. Cool. Not cool. So yeah, but the Gordon storyline was really nice. Really bloody fucking nice. And, don't we all love Magnum in a uniform? Now here's the thing, and I gotta come back to last episode, 419, where we had a scene that is, to this point, unexplainable why it even is in this episode. I was kind of hoping that, since they've said that Susie would experience complication during the birth. It like, oh, it has something to do with the pain, so that would have made the scene relevant, but still this very disjointed scene in 419, and the cuts between the storylines and between Susie and Gordon, they were kind of jarring sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you're full on in action and suddenly, oh, okay, we're having a baby, we're saying yes to drugs, she's hemorrhaging, we're clearly in an American TV show because they're absolutely not prepared for that, for whatever reason. It's a surprisingly common thing in births that you can hemorrhage, and they've got nothing there. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I could have lived without that part of the episode, clearly.
And I do love that the baby doll they had for Joy was moving.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I don't love the fact that Rick spent the entire time, well, not the entire time, but the time when he talked to Kumu without holding her. She's a newborn.
Yeah, she was just lying there.
Baby. Hold the fucking baby as much as you can, even if she's asleep.
Yeah, no, that... Yeah.
She needs it! Babies need this kind of thing. They need to be held.
I could have done without that the whole episode, to be honest.
I don't mind it as much. The cuts were just jarring. And again, the yes to drug part... you could have just been like, oh, I'm gonna call Rick and get a uniform. It was a little bit too much. It's like you say, get in late, get out early for a scene. It's like Rome. You don't show someone walking up to it unless there's something that you want to convey, like you showed with Higgy walking up to Magnum's door, where you could clearly see, oh, she's debating this in her head. Huh? That makes sense. You still didn't show her arriving. But, like, the lead up to that, and then the aftermath of that call, we got out of the scene a little too late.
Yeah.
But that's like these tiny technicalities that I can't stop seeing. Everybody else, especially those who do like Susie a lot more than I do, they will love that stuff. Like, I can see how they will have loved that stuff. I do think, though, that it's still, the cuts are still kind of disjointed.
Yeah, and we'll see what parts will take place next season.
Maybe the reason why they felt so disjointed is because we've been spoiled by Hernandez's direction.
Maybe. I'm gonna say that's the case. Highly possible.
We've been spoiled by Hernandez, thank you. I mean, I do like the fact that the hemorrhaging was brought up. Magnum P.I. is... I was about to say notorious, but is really good at showing very relevant topics. Mother mortality during giving birth is a high one, especially right now. Like, they couldn't have gotten better timing to show that with some of the regulations passed in the US. But they could have also gone for a deeper impact. They could have gone for, oh, this hospital is entirely unprepared. Why are we unprepared? Why don't you do enough? Or, this happens to a lot of women, so why you shouldn't be too worried. You could have, driven home the fact that a lot of women hemorrhage after giving birth like that and lose their life due to that. It could have made it more prominent. Not that it is necessary in that place, in that plot. It was perfectly, like, it should have been, in my opinion, but, like, also could have done that. Except, you would have needed the 2-hour episode for that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Gordon, yeah, they could have
cut out Gordon's major storyline. So
yeah,
it wouldn't have worked in the context of the episode, but there was a possibility.
Yeah, yeah. If circumstances have been different, it could have worked.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have everything, and we have
a
great episode. We have an amazing storyline with Gordon. The fact that we now know that his sister was murdered, essentially, that's cool.
That's gonna bring some shit up.
Genuinely did not expect that one.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
I mean, I saw David Anders being fucking fantastic again. No-brainer, that guy is really good at being the bad guy. But yeah, Kim being brought up, that's cool.
Yeah.
Completely out of the blue. Like, it's the kind of plot twist surprise that is allowed to sneak up on you that won't run you out. And so I'm like, very happy with it. Extremely happy with it.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And the kind of plot twist that should be, built up to. Well, we got that too, didn't we?
We did.
I love the fact that moments after the kiss, I saw the first people. Wait, so they're not together, but they kissed, and they're just going on about their life after. I'm like, yeah, I think you're reading something different into this than I did. They're saying what's the logical thing, but still go for it, because fuck logic.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. They had to talk it out, and they did. And they both know, and it was also both of them acknowledging that they're nervous and they don't want to lose the dynamic that they have, right? But that it's worth trying, that the kiss was them signifying that it's worth giving it a shot. So
sometimes you have to listen to your heart and not just your head, because your head is wired to protect you. Essentially, it comes back to evolution. Your head is bloody wired to protect you from bodily harm, from being killed. But that means it stops you from a lot of fun shit. Like, your head will never allow you to helo jump. That is fucking fun. Your head will technically never allow you to surf. Again, fucking fun.
It is.
So,
it is fucking fun.
In a lot of cases, you shouldn't always listen to your head. So I love that they didn't, but they did acknowledge what their head was telling them.
Yeah, which is so Magnum and Higgins.
Yeah, it's the basis of their friendship, I think. Acknowledging that, and I think, personally, I gotta go back to opinions later. I think, that the fact that they acknowledge their fears is actually the basis for that being able to blossom into a relationship, because otherwise they would probably be a little bit more awkward around each other, a little bit more scared and held back. But now they're like, okay, I'm afraid, she's afraid, cool. I know where she's coming from, so I can handle it better. Going back to opinions, I had some discussions this week about Jay Hernandez's interviews. You've seen one where I kept saying time and time again that guy keeps saying, in his opinion. And nobody acknowledged the fact that he says, in his opinion, aka, doesn't mean it happens. But it's his opinion, and his opinion, just like the opinion of the Mega Shipper, is valid. Just doesn't mean that it necessarily happens as he wants it. He just
then clearly it didn't.
he knows it. He knows it. That's why he kept framing it in exactly that way. In his opinion,
he knew.
Yeah,
and he also can't go on an interview and be like, "Well, duh, they kiss." Like,
true.
Like, I mean, CBS would fucking fire his ass if he did that.
Probably not, because that show would instantly die without him. Like, literally, you can't fire Magnum from Magnum P.I. Just like you can't fire MacGyver from MacGyver.
I mean, they would definitely not be happy with him, though.
Yeah, but he's the kind of person who knows a lot about the fans and who knows how to handle us, as highlighted by a little roughing up of a certain car. I think if he said something, he would have known that it's exactly it would elicit the exact reaction that he wants, and he wouldn't have done it without knowing that it's beneficial for him and the show. Mainly for the show, because he loves his crew. Without shadow of a doubt, he loves his cast, and he would never do anything intentionally to hurt them.
No, never.
At least not in my opinion of this man.
No, I don't think he would either.
Yeah. So this is like I kept thinking, like, why are you taking him at face value? He says it's his opinion. The guy can have an opinion. He's kept saying that he's a fan of his own show. We have opinions too. Doesn't mean it happens as we think it happens. I mean, in this case, it happened as we thought it happened, but
yeah, but
there was implications. This doesn't mean that our opinion has to match, by the way.
No.
My opinion is that I want to see some Miggy unrelated stuff happening this season.
Yeah, I don't think it should be all them kissy the whole time. No, it can't be. It would, like, no. I want some of it, of course, because I want to see them. Yeah. They maneuver their relationship, of course. But do I want it to be 100% of the show all the time? No, because then that's not what the show is. Right?
I didn't tell you. Yeah, and I need them to not be okay all the time. Because, again, as we said, their discussions, they're talking about how the other feels and respecting that that's an integral part of what we see on screen between them, and what even those that don't ship them respect about them. So, we can't lose that.
And also, who's to say that the first scene in, playing devil's advocate here, who's to say that the first scene in 501 is not them being like, no. You know, like...
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
Personally, I don't think so, based on the reasons that we said, that they had that little talk before, and they both did want it, right? They both admitted to wanting it and having feelings. So, I don't think that that's the way that they're gonna go, but you never know. You never know.
I can actually see it going that way. Probably a lot more than you, but I can see them going like, this is a bad idea. We should not do this. Have an entire case, and end up kissing at the end of the episode possible. 1 again, and then be like, yeah, okay, that's not working.
Possible. Yeah, 100%.
So that's what I personally can see right now. We don't have any other information. Like, we don't have a synopsis, obviously. So we're just going from what we saw.
Well, I'm just gonna live in Miggy happiness now for the hiatus.
Hopefully, just for the hiatus.
But we'll see. I don't know. Well, yeah. It's, gotta digest it all now.
And we'll obviously have a talk about what we want in the next season, should it happen in our season 2. Which I think concludes this episode for us.
I think so.
Yeah, so this was our season 1. Yay!
Thank you for coming along on the journey with us.
If you're still here. If not, you obviously haven't heard that. So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a break for a week, and then come back for one episode and go back on another break. I do have a little bit of work to do in that little break. Not gonna lie. For the podcast. If you guys still have some Aloha shirts to show off, tag us. We'll still put them onto our stories. Show you off. If you guys want to be on season 2, there is likely going to be a discussion about Thomas, Juliet, maybe Miggy, definitely about the actors. More rewatches, so if you have a favorite episode,
let us know.
Come on, talk to us. I do think some fans are organizing a complete rewatch again, and in that case, we'll keep you updated as well. And reference it here too, and that's about it, I think.
Yeah.
This was our season 1, and Magnum PI had their season 4, and it was a fucking good season.
It was. It really, really was.
We ended it with a lot of screaming fans.
I was literally hyperventilating.
I love... Okay, another kind of thing at the end. She texted me midway through the episode, like, how are we thinking about the kiss? Did not look at the phone, and when I did, I was like, duh. What's happening? What are you talking about?
It was midway through the episode that I texted her that.
Literally, it was literally half an hour after start. Like, smack in the middle, question, what are you thinking about kiss? I never answered you, but when I saw it, I was like, duh. Duh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So here we are at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So, since it's the end of our season, thank you for being here on the show, Liz. It was awesome with you.
It was amazing so far to do all of this with you, and it will continue.
Yes! Love you.
Love you too.
And we love you guys too, so stay tuned for another season.
Bye!
Bye!